We're talking about rotation today, backswing rotation and downswing rotation. Why? Because if you rotate properly, your contact will improve, your consistency will improve, and you'll also add more distance to every club throughout your bag. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV, and there's lots of ways that we can move in the golf swing. We can move side to side, we can move up and down, but the most important one is how we rotate, or what we typically feel as a turn. So let's dive right into it. So when we're talking about rotation, first of all, I want to talk about backswing rotation, and then we're going to talk about downswing rotation. And when we get into the downswing rotation, what you're going to find is that when we get good rotation in the downswing, that's going to drop the club to the inside, it's going to fix that over the top, all those types of things. And I'm going to give you a couple specific drills on how to do it. So first of all, rotation means turning. So when I'm sitting here, okay, I got my 6-iron, and rotation is how much my hips rotate or turn. It's how much my shoulders rotate and turn. And also we're going to talk a little bit about where the weight goes on the foot, the trail foot, in that particular situation. So what you want is, especially for my older golfers out there, you know who you are, you're my experienced players, more rotation is better than less rotation. I'm going to repeat that because it's vital and it's important. More rotation is better than less rotation. So let me go ahead and hit a shot. So when I'm sitting here, I'm going to rotate my hips at least 45 degrees. Okay, see that? This would be 45. I'm at 0, big rotation. That's going to allow me to rotate my shoulders a lot. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. Then I'm going to show you the opposite, which a lot of you might be doing. So here we go. I got my 6-iron, rotation. All right, that felt nice and solid. Now, how do we get that? How do we actually rotate that much? Well, a lot of you aren't getting the rotation, so it looks like this. You're set in here. You keep your trail leg, your trail knee flexed. You've been told not to turn your hips, so you have very little rotation, and you just swing. There's no rhythm, there's no power to it. So how you get that rotation is by letting the trail leg release a little bit. If you've watched any of my videos, especially my vertical line series, you'll know I'm a big fan of letting that trail leg release. That allows you to turn the hips, which allows you to turn your shoulders. So what's a drill that we could do? Well, let me show you. And then we're going to talk about the downswing here in a second. So one of my favorite drills is what we call the step back drill. So I take my setup, and we don't hit balls like this, okay? Take your setup, you're going to swing your arms and turn your hips, but as you do that, you're going to take your trail foot and you're just going to step back and open up to the back camera. See how I did that? So I'm here. I'm just going to do it first of all without even swinging a club. Just step back. See that? Boom. I'm going to do a 3-setter. You know I love my 3-setters, right? So there's 1, there's 2, okay, there's 3. So I got the feel. See how now my hips have turned like literally 90 degrees. So I've got that feel of rotation. Simple, easy to do. Now once you got the hang of that, let's add the arm swing to it. So here we go. There's 1. Now I'm feeling the shoulders turn 2. There's 2. Look at that position right there, right? There's 3. Okay, now that I've done that, now I'm just going to hit a shot, and I'm going to try to replicate that movement pattern of my hips and my shoulders. Here we go. Oh, see, that felt even better than the first one. I don't know if you could see that there in the swing on the camera, but it definitely had more rotation on there. All right, now let's talk about the downswing, okay? Because if you get that backswing down, that's going to give you more power, more club head speed, okay, and it's going to improve your contact. All right, but in order to get the downswing correct, the rotation of the downswing, what's that going to do? It's going to help you drop the club to the inside, help you hit a draw. If you come over the top or you slice the golf ball, this is where you want to pay attention. And do this, hey, do me a favor, ring the bell, all right, hit the subscribe button and tell a friend about US Golf TV and leave a comment. I love hearing where you're from. It's one of my favorite things to look at in the morning when we get up, my buddy Nick and I and Jordan, we look at all the comments, like where people are from. We love hearing about that. So please do that for me and tell a friend about US Golf TV. Now, the rotation on the downswing. So if you tend to do this, if this is you, on the downswing, you swing your arms out and across the ball, then therefore you hit kind of a weak slice. This is what you want to pay attention to. So what should the hips be doing? All right, what should the hips be doing? And then how do we practice it? Well, we've made that good backswing. We know that. Turn the hips a lot, 45 degrees maybe as an example. Nice big shoulder turn. Now in the downswing, I want those hips to re-rotate. See, I'm just visualizing that right there. I'm kind of feeling that. My hips are rotating. A lot of you just stay here and you just toss and throw. Now, how do you practice that? Well, you probably know where we're going. We're just gonna do the opposite. So what I'm gonna do, I got my 6-iron. I'm just gonna take my lead hip. I'm gonna open it up. See that? Boom, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3, all right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a swing to it. So here we go. There's 1. There's 2, I'm just feeling the movement. There's 3. Now that I've got that sensation, let's go ahead and hit a shot. Okay, that felt like I rotated a little bit more through the golf ball. All right, now, here's a bonus tip to all this that we're talking about. Because if we rotate better in the backswing, which you've just learned, okay, in the backswing, we rotate better, it's gonna give us more distance, more power. We rotate properly in the forward swing, it's gonna drop the club to the inside, okay, we know that. But here's the benefit that's happening and you don't even realize it, is that it's helping you learn how to rotate while staying relatively centered. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that, because this is the benefit of these 2 drills I've just given you that just magically happen without thinking about it. All right, when we swing the golf club, there's some movement in the head, okay, but it's not a ton, maybe a few inches, okay? But when you do this drill, watch my head. So does my head move? Yeah, it moves, it rotates, but does it move side to side? No, it doesn't. Why? Because when my trail foot steps back, if my head went this way, I would fall over. Okay, so the key to good rotation is rotating on the back, on the forward, but doing so in a fashion that's not a ton of side to side. Okay, I see golfers all the time, amateur golfers who might have good rotation, but they're over here and they're over there. All right, so one more time, just watch the head. Little step, see the head, it's moving, right? But it's not moving off the ball, forward motion. See that? Okay, so if you've ever been told you're pulling your head up or you're lifting up, this is the perfect drill for you. All right, so the key to rotation is understanding how the hips move. When they move correctly, what you're gonna find, you're gonna improve your contact, you're gonna get more club head speed, okay, and you're gonna definitely start hitting some better golf shots on the golf course. This drills right here and these tips are gonna help you do just that.